courses here in Austin.
Yep.
If you had to put your top 5 courses in Austin together, what would they be? And if you don't mind going in reverse order from 5 to 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you so just fun to play or competition?
Well,
or,
we'll all throw in our 5, but what would you like to do? Would you like to be the most, where you have the most fun, or like where you think are the most competitive? Your choice.
Okay. 5, I think I'd put Wells Branch.
Okay.
I
and
think
are we doing fun or are we doing competitive?
both.
Okay.
Right. Because I mean, Wells Branch, even though it's a pitch and putt, it's also a good practice course.
Absolutely.
You get out there and hone those skills. But like when they do random dubs, it's fun for competition. And you can play it in like an hour if you're moving.
jamming,
so it's a good lunch break.
It's a good
lunch break course. So that'd be 5. 4, I think I'd probably say Cat Hollow.
Okay.
I really enjoy that course. I don't know what it is, and there's nothing crazy special about it. I think that there's just defined lines that force me to hit that type of shot that I need to hit, and there's not too many other ways that you can go other than that line. So I think I really enjoy.
I like courses like that. Yeah.
3, I'd probably say Circle C.
Okay.
For competition, because like it's a hard course. It's a tough course. I think you get penalized if you don't hit your shots, and I think that's important in a course, especially during competition.
Oh man, Circle C blows my mind when they have the PDGA, like the tournaments out there, because it's like my best out there was like a +3, and I looked that up, and it's like that's not even my rating. There's guys that go out there and just blow that course up.
Yeah, I mean, you can have a good day and get 5 under. You can have a okay day and get 5 over.
Yeah.
I think that's important. I've played a few events there and I really like it. Then the last 2 are, I think, Roy G and Sprinkle Valley. I think I would have to put Roy G at 2. It's a beautiful course. I love going there. I love playing, especially during the summer because it's always shaded. Yep. Mm-hmm. Unlike some other courses like Cat Hollow where you're just baking in the sun, or Met Center or something. It's absolutely beautiful. The one big gripe I have about Roy G, especially for competition, is that if you have a bad tee shot, it's too easy to recover for your par. There's so many gaps for you to hit if you're off the fairway compared to like places like Old Settlers Park or Williamson County. Like if you go out the fairway there,
you're done.
Jail.
Yeah. It's not
Take
only
your
jail,
medicine.
but you got blood coming out.
Yeah, you might not get your disc without.
Sprinkle Valley did that to me for a while though too. You get off
yeah, absolutely.
Take its pound of flesh.
I think that's why Sprinkle might be your number 1, yeah?
Yeah. I obviously I don't think that it's ready yet. It's a brand new course.
Yeah.
But the layout is fantastic. It's very challenging. It's long. It's got defined lines. It's got different lines that you can hit on different holes, on the same hole, I should say. And I really, really like it. I've enjoyed playing it. Not to mention, I'm just pumped. There's another course by my house. I don't have to drive too far.
Yeah.
That's pretty rad. If I lived close there, I would be there every day. I think that's why you've been there so many times.
I've been there a lot. I'm mad at it right now, but eventually
we'll get back there. It's okay.
All right, what'd you mad at it for?
I did the mint tryout and I just stunk it up. I practiced it 18 times. We were talking about it on the cast.
You might have played it more than anyone else.
Okay.
In the month
What's your
of
best
December. My best was a +4.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That's really
Really
good.
good.
The tournament was +17.
Okay. All right.
So
for 1 round or 2 rounds?
For 1 round.
Okay.
Fair question.
That is a fair question.
I did a flex out there at +7, and then I shit the bed.
And that's the crazy thing. Like when you practice and you're like, man, I got this. Too easy. Yeah. Competition brain, tournament brain, completely different story.
Absolutely. Yeah. Do you I think Sprinkle Valley is the type of disc golf course I wish was played more on the pro tour. I'm kind of tired of these temporary courses on golf courses. I don't really like what we have going on here in Austin at the Open, at Harvey Penick. It's okay, but I'd much rather see them all shred Sprinkle Valley.
Sure.
It's a long enough course. There's, like you said, there are multiple ways to kind of go about it, and I feel like a skilled player can even push some of those lines to a way that there's some risk involved where if you actually want to try to push up and have an eagle look, you can, but heads up, there's out of bounds 20 feet on either side of this.
Big risk.
Good luck. Yeah.
Got it.
That's really fun.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. With the temporary courses on the ball golf course, I know obviously the pros are like, enough of this. It's interesting though. I mean, from a business perspective, like you got to have spectators. You got to have spectators that are able to physically see what's happening.
Park.
Right?
Park.
So,
Eat.
Yeah.
Go potty.
right.
There's a lot of logistics to having enough people to show up to an event to have it be
Right.
monetarily worthwhile. Yeah.
And places like Sprinkle Valley, or like when I went to play at Maple Hill, it's like, where do you put spectators? Where can they stand here and watch this?
Yeah.
And
It's just to be part of the design.
yeah, I mean it does. And they have to carve out places, and like if you're gonna have a wooded course, then you have to carve out some of the woods for spectators. Otherwise, they can't see it. And if they can't see it, then do sponsors come in? Do this kind of stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd love to see more of like the lead cards getting followed and having that live.
Right.
So I think it'd be really bitching to be at Sprinkle Valley in the bar watching the lead card
That'd be cool.
on the TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they just had like, the trailer.
That's very interesting to think about.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
And then they don't have to have the spectators because spectators just at the bar. You could still see everybody when they drive on, because it's set up so you can see them on 1 and you can see them on 10. And you could have like a little bleachers or something up there. Yeah. Then being inside where you could be at the bar. I like watching football more from my couch.
They do that in Europe. They have like the big screen TVs and stuff, and they make it more to where you can just be at hole 1 and kind of watch the whole thing play out live.
Yeah,
That's kind of fun. And instead of having it being like wild, open, and roaming, there could just be a few designated spaces to like sit spectators, and whether there be like a roped off area to stand or some grandstands. Like I feel like some of the pro golf tour stops, like the one in Arizona that I went to was just a party, and you could go anywhere on the course. It felt like it was spring break. But then I went to one in North Carolina, and it was not like that at all. It was very structured. You could only go certain areas of the course. There was grandstands. There was no standing. There was just you were where you were allowed to be or on one of the paths in between those places. Somewhere between those two things, it feels like disc golf could live maybe.
Yeah. It's a problem that the Pro Tour is going to have to solve, and I already know they're trying to solve it because they already know that it's a problem.
Yeah.
How do you grow that? How do you grow that business and keep the integrity of the sport? And they're coming up with solutions. So as a spectator, I'm just happy that I get to go see Ezra bomb.
Yeah.
Like that's cool for me.
That's probably the coolest part about Harvey Pennick is that there's lots of holes where you can see bombs.
Yeah.
And is there anything better? That's pretty awesome.
There's not. Yeah. I mean, seeing these guys throw, like if you've never been to a Pro Tour event or seen a pro throw, it's next level. Like, okay, hole one at Northtown. And Northtown's my favorite, or my home course.
Same.
I should have probably put that somewhere in my top 5. I can't believe
Yeah,
it.
that's. I was wondering about that. I was like, man, I've seen you at Northtown more than anywhere else.
Maybe Northtown and Wells Branch.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Anyways, we filmed some stuff there with Ezra, and hole 1, Ezra put it in within, I think it was just circle's edge.
From the drive?
tee. Just
That's nuts.
crushed it.
Jeez.
And like when you see pros doing that, it's like, what? How is that possible?
I completely agree. I watched Bradley Williams play Circle C. We were on a 3 card with him, and the way he played 18 made me feel very small. We played the tips, and I felt like I was throwing my 4th shot, and he was waiting and sized up his approach for a 3. And he had an easy birdie, and he probably could have ran it for an eagle, but
awesome.
he just decided to like dunk on us slightly.
One-handed dunk instead of 2.
The difference, I think that's why I kind of like seeing people play the courses. When I drove back down from Chicago during the holidays, I stopped at Peoria, Illinois.
Okay.
Played, I forget the name of the course there, but
Northwood.
Northwood. And
Yeah.
then I stopped in Jonesboro. I stayed the night. And it was very fun to play the courses that you see the pros play.
It's
and
cool,
it's
right?
very fun to throw your disc partial the way that you see the pros throw it. But I think what I noticed there was that, like, even at Jonesboro, I immediately as I parked, I was like, "There's no way 10,000 people come here." And I'll tell you, no one in this neighborhood is going to be appreciative of when that hell descends on this property. Like, there's no way people in this neighborhood. Like, I'm looking at the neighborhood; it's all Range Rovers and Mercedes. I mean, it's the nicest neighborhood in Arkansas. Period. And in the middle of it is this hippie disc golf course, and it's awesome. Don't get me wrong; it's an awesome course. But I just couldn't imagine like that community, taking on a tournament event. And that's what on the drive home I thought a lot about. I was like, that must be why they just do it at ball golf courses, because it's kind of designed for that type of event. I don't
Yeah.
think it's something I want it, but I don't think it's something we're going to see a whole lot more of necessarily in the near future.
I think over time, courses will develop. I mean, we're similar to ball golf, but also very different. And I think that over time, you'll start to see more pay-to-play courses, which I'm hoping to see.
It'd be great to have 3 or 4 in Austin, wouldn't it?
I think so.
I feel like we could
honestly
handle
think
that
Sprinkle
easily.
Valley should be a pay-to-play course.
I think it will be soon eventually.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I really hope so. But yeah, it'll get there. It'll get to the point where growing pains.
Yeah.
It's a growing sport. There was tremendous explosion, obviously during COVID, and that's kind of faded off. But the goal is to continue to grow the sport, and it will.
Absolutely.
However it works.
Yeah. Well, I think that's you went through our whole gauntlet of things. Did you want to hear our top 5 courses before we get out of here?
Yes. So are we doing just top 5 courses in Austin or top
Just-
5 courses that you played?
Just our local Austin courses.
Okay.
Just ones that we can
let's
play.
hear.
But I would love to hear, if you want, before we hit ours, I'd love to hear your just caveat courses of your favorite courses you've played outside of Austin.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Okay. Well, I'll give you. How about? Let's see here.
How about another 3 for cherries on top for us?
Okay. I would say I'll give you 4.
Even better.
Okay. We'll do Kilbourne and Hornets Nest in Charlotte.
Okay.
Phenomenal courses.
Are those pay to play?
No, free public parks.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Number 2 is Maple Hill, and seeing Simon throw on 1 is unbelievable.
I can't imagine.
I'm just like, man, can you do that again? I don't like we didn't press record, so I need you to do that again.
That's hilarious.
I think you need to throw a provisional there, buddy.
But and
Good
then
call.
the weird one is, I think my favorite disc golf course to play is Roosevelt Park in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Really?
Right, that's where I'm from originally, and Albuquerque doesn't have a big disc golf scene. But Roosevelt Park is in a park that's very much a bowl, and it's got some really steep hills. So, and big, giant cottonwood trees, huge trees. And you throw up, and you throw down, you throw up, you throw down. And there's some of the coolest lines that you can throw on a disc golf course and just see your dish just go. And every time I'm home, I'm like, I got to play this course like 3 or 4 times.
Nice.
And it's the only course that I would probably, travel to again just to play.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Strange little course. And it's not even a full 18. They share baskets. Like,
That's
hole 2 shares a basket with hole 12 or something like that.
just the whole shape of it, though. It being in a bowl and there being so much elevation change. That sounds awesome.
It's so much fun. And it's so you have like a par 3 that's 480 feet, and you can totally park it because it's so downhill. It's like, what?
Right.
Let's go. I'm throwing all my bag here.
You unload the bag when you're sitting on top of a 480-foot hill.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So that's my favorite course, I think.
So what about you, Freeberg? Top 5 Austin courses.
Man. Let's say Benbrook. Newer course. They just did a lot of work out there. Hill Country Heiser. Shout out Hill Country Heisers. Super cool guys. I've lost a bunch of discs out there.
Oh, man.
And all of them have been found.
My favorite destroyer I lost out there and then was turned in at the Flying Armadillo. Weird. Weird how that happens.
Benbrook, coming south, probably the next one would be OSP. That's just a gorgeous course.
Yeah, I'm love-hate with that course. That's where I got, that was my first round. That's my father-in-law
Oh, yeah.
asked me to play that.
That's a rough first
That's
round.
a brutal place
So
to
I don't know
start.
how I stood with disc golf after playing it. That's a tough course.
3 is my hometown. It's my backyard. It's Northtown. I love Northtown.
course.
That's where I met you,
Such a
I
fun
think.
course.
Uh,
Looking for your pizza disc.
yeah. Out there looking for the.
Still a classic.
Pizza
Still
number
a,
1.
Oh, is this, are we in pizza number 2 now?
Yeah, we're on pizza number 2. Pizza number 1 got retired. He was
Shout
turning
out
white.
R.I.P. Pizza number 1.
Yeah, he's turning white and getting way too flippy. And then probably after that would be Sprinkle. And the only thing keeping Sprinkle out of number 1 is because I'm mad at it right now. And then number 1 would be Roy G. Okay. Roy G and it always plays me to my rating. I never play really well out there, but you can do every kind of shot. It forces you to use almost all the discs in your bag, especially me because I do a lot of scrambling.
Yeah.
And
Progressive disc golf.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah. And we recently played the longs out there. It's like a whole different course.
It is.
It's also bitching, and I don't feel nearly as bad about my many bogeys. So.
You got to throw pretty far to get to be able to have a shot for pars and birdie. Like you got to be able to rip.
Oh yeah, birdies ain't happening from the logs for me.
I think there's maybe like only the holes where they share a tee is the ones that are on.
Rigdon's been quiet over there. Let's
Rigdon, what's your top 5?
What do you got your top 5, babe?
I just jotted down very quickly. I'm gonna put at number 5. I'm gonna put Live Oak, which I know is not.
No, I think it's a good sneaky number 5.
It's a very good sneaky number 5. I have a lot of fun playing it, and if I am ever gonna get 1,000 rated round or be able to like really play well above my rating and beat some really good players out there, it's gonna be there because I know I have the capability if my drives are on and my putts are on to put up really good numbers there.
Your game, I mean, lefties play well there in general, but your game specifically plays really well.
They just improved that, so that one might be moving up soon too. They got the tee boxes.
Oh, new
out
tee box
there now.
and new 18 is very fun.
Okay.
And they're keeping the Bat City layout.
I love it.
So,
yeah, I've also got Met Center on there again. A really fun course, especially since they made a couple years ago. They made the drainage better. They like redesigned it and everything, just a lot better. And again, I just play pretty decent out there.
Home of the biggest win.
Yeah, I got like a B tier win there, and that feels really good. So I know I can play well out there. Circle C I have on there. I don't always play great at Circle C, but years ago I played disc golf for fun and just really enjoy
opposed to now where it's for blood.
Now sometimes honestly it can be less fun. But I played just for fun in the fact that I was just like, I'm gonna grab some plastic and go out there and throw it and not think about what my form looked like, or should I like practice putting? Like, no, it was just go out with my buddies and we'd just spend a couple hours messing around out there. We'd play like glow rounds. We'd literally tape like lights onto our disc. Like definitely, we didn't have glow discs or anything, and we'd just go out there and mess around. So just and it's also a really good course for what it is. It is so well designed for how old it is and everything, and it's a challenge. But there are so many holes that are gettable too. So
yeah.
It's just really, really fun to play. I've got Sprinkle Valley on there. I am not very good at Sprinkle Valley, but it has to be. I'm going to put it at number 2 because I know it's a good course and I want to be good at it.
Yeah.
So at some point, I will be at least decent at it, and so I know it just needs to be high up there on that list. And then number 1, Roy G. I just love it. It's a free course.
It's hard not to like Roy G.
It's just.
I completely agree.
Play.
It's hard, especially being a free course. Is there a better free course in America? That's pretty hard to beat.
And it's so nuts how you're in the middle of the city. And you're like, boom, there's deer and shit. Like, it's
aggressive deer.
Sometimes
some aggressive deer.
100%.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good list. I like getting a like having Live Oak on there. I think every one of us has like a good like course like that on there. I think mine like that would be Zilker.
Yeah.
So I just played league there, and that's where I had that 998 round. So
what are your 5?
So I go Zilker 5, even though like I don't really play Zilker a lot anymore, but I did jam it with like my glow bag the other day just because I had some time after a shoot, and it's still fun. It's still real fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun being like you said, you're basically in Zilker Park downtown. 4, I would go Circle C. It's basically here in my backyard. Circle C was the first place I ever played like a actual tournament, and that was like maybe 3 weeks after I started playing disc golf. Big news, big eye opener, I want to say I signed up MA40 because I was 40. They're good. That's not like you're not getting help there. Yeah, that's not like I think I should have tried MA4. I'm not.
Those old heads are good.
Yeah, they're really good. So Circle C's on there for sure. Playing the tips is very fun at Circle C. Like Circle C shorts is already hard, but like you can just go and like make that course harder by playing the longs, and it's to me a completely different course. So Circle C is on there for sure. I'd throw Sprinkle Valley in the middle because it's on its way. It's going to be amazing, but I'll let it be amazing when it is. But that said, if I have the time, there's no place else I want to play in town, so it's hard to
it's
even.
Still new.
It's still
got
new.
That new shoe smell, you know.
It does.
But I'll put those shoes on any day.
Yeah,
I'll find out any outfit to make that those shoes
have
work.
Logs attached to the bottom right now. You're just sliding around.
Yeah. Then 2, I'd probably go. I'm a sucker for Sea Right.
I was wondering.
I feel like
you'd have that.
It's just a fun. I feel like it's a pitch and putt course, but it's wooded. Like you think you're having a good round till you get to 9, and then you have to kind of actually like throw some shots. Like there's enough of a challenge, but like you said, kind of like Northtown, like I can jam through Sea Right in like 90 minutes and have thrown a couple extra shots.
I've never played there.
Oh, the
think
signature number 15.
Okay.
It's maybe
Downhill.
it's
Really
definitely
dope.
the most beautiful hole in Austin Common.
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, it's basically like a couple 100 feet downhill, par 3, like 310. Really just a fun little shot.
I'd love to play that one with you.
Let's do it.
Whenever. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we get a barely stable card going.
Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
Done.
And then top course, Roy G with a bullet.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's tough to beat.
Roy G was like my cocoon course. I was taking a Roy G when I was introduced to disc golf, and I threw it like 1,000 shots or whatever, however many it took. Like, I think I was politely given like a plus 30 or something on U-Disc. I still keep it on U-Disc.
Thank you so much for watching that clip. We have more clips if you want to click right here. You can watch the whole episode if you want to click here. If you want to like and subscribe, you can smash those buttons right here.